school board and pressured small schools in the district, like Tippecanoe, to name just one example, to dramatically redefine what kind of school they are in the future. Please describe how you would balance the need to curb property tax increases with the needs of MPS, and how you would work with school board officials to accomplish your goal. And we will start with Arthur Kimball.
The first thing you have to understand is that MPS is a different taxing authority than the city of Milwaukee. But I don't care about that, because I believe that the city can be integral in working with the school department, the Milwaukee Public Schools, to make more efficient use of services. Why do we need to have separate grass cutting machines for the city and separate grass cutting machines for the school system? Why can't we work cooperatively? But more important, if you look at what's going on in Bayview, we have some great elementary schools, we have some wonderful middle schools, and then we have Bayview High School. On any given day, 45% of the students there are truant. We have a problem, and I'm willing to take the step. The current alderman has been in office for 20 years. What's he done for Bayview High School? Not much. I'm willing to go and work with the community to try to explore the possibility of turning Bayview High School into a charter school. My belief is that if we raise the quality of education, people will move to our community. Here's how it works. People come here right now because they have good elementary schools. If we can make it a natural step to a middle school and then a further step to a high school, we're giving people the complete and total services. We're making the neighborhood stable. We're increasing the ability to be able to have a stable tax base. The final thing I'd say is that we need to be more rigorous in our examination of budgets. We have to have management by objectives. We have to have zero-based budgeting. We have to set standards that city departments meet, or they don't get funded. Thank you.
Tony Zielinski.
Again, the city of Milwaukee is a separate taxing entity from the Milwaukee Public School System. However, a point has been made that I do anything as far as Bayview High School is concerned, so let me run down a list of a few things I've been involved with. I was successful in working to testify before the MPS School Board of Directors, to get youth guidance violence prevention counselors, with which we have 8 at Bayview High School right now. There is an article in the paper not too long about how certain schools that have these types of counselors have experienced a significant reduction in violence in the particular schools. This is based off of a national model that started either in Atlanta or Washington, D.C. South Division High School was the first high school in the city of Milwaukee that had these counselors, and we worked again to help bring that over here to Bayview High School. I also worked with Wisconsin Federation of Nurses and Health Professionals to bring a nursing apprenticeship program to Bayview High School. It should be beginning in the springtime as we speak. I work regularly with Principal Goss. I also sit on a special board composed of community representatives and elected officials that have been meeting for years on different ways that they can improve Bayview High School. Previous speaker, I never saw him at any one of those particular meetings. As far as truancy, truancy was mentioned as a particular problem as well. I was successful in introducing legislation to add truancy to the list of nuisance properties as far as that ordinance is concerned, because a lot of these kids were hanging around at Bayview High, at McDonald's and a number of the other businesses, and this served as a deterrent to keep those kids out of those particular businesses. While it is the case that they have not completely eliminated them from those areas, there's been a noticeable drop and reduction of the truants on KK. I could go with more if I had more time.
We all know you could go on, Tony. And thanks for answering the question about what you would do with the budget. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I know the exact way to solve that issue. What I am going to say is, this is why I'm here, so that I can be the person to investigate and look for ways to deal with both of these issues together. I don't have all the stats. I don't have all the ways of finding out where these numbers go and where that number goes and where we can get the money from, whether it be from taxes or another source. But what I can say is I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to find a way to do it. That's it.
Do you see the city's role increasing or decreasing in terms of providing or enhancing safety in the Milwaukee Public Schools?
I think that the city should partner with the Milwaukee Public School System as much as possible to improve public safety in the school systems. In fact, a number of years ago, I worked with the superintendent and the MPS to help establish the partnership that is presently in place between the city of Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Public School System to get police officers in the schools. It's a cost-sharing plan between the Milwaukee Public School System and the city of Milwaukee to get police in the schools, and I've supported that every single step of the way. I think it's absolutely critical. It's unfortunate, but I think it's critical that we do have police officers in the school. It's unfortunate, but a number of our schools are not at the level where they need to be as far as safety is concerned. So I think that we need to continue to work on ways in which the city of Milwaukee can continue to partner with the Milwaukee Public School System to improve public safety in the schools.
Partnering up, yes, that's not a bad idea. I agree with you. Putting cops in schools? No. MPS has their own budget. Why not have them hire private security if that's the case? Why should we be putting cops in schools and paying for it? It doesn't make sense to me. There's other ways that they can find money to pay for that. The city of Milwaukee has canceled their auction program. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. They used to auction off old vehicles and 10 speeds and things like that. Now when they take that stuff, it gets thrown in the dump. Well, there's some money. Why can't we take that money and hire private security? It's kind of a no-brainer again.
Obviously, we have enough police officers. The problem is, do we want police officers in the schools? I think that we do have problems in the schools, and they're social problems. 35% of the children in Milwaukee Public Schools live in houses that are below the poverty level. And what is the solution that the alderman brings? He wants to give families $89 truancy tickets. Dan Wiltrout, who is a counselor for the Department of Public Instruction, who specializes in truancy, said it best. He said, what sense does it make to charge people $89 that they can't pay? And I reflect on that and I say, what does that do? First of all, it makes you lose respect for authority. If you know that the system is going to get against you and that you're going to be piled up against a bill that you can't pay, you lose respect for the system. But more important, what we're doing is we're setting students up for failure. And the way we're doing that is when you have $89 tickets, they mount up, the children can't pay them, and then they lose their license. Then they can't get a job in Oak Creek or be able to get a car to get a job in Oak Creek. And that causes a further cycle in poverty. The solution to the problem is not throwing more police at the problem. The solution is to work with counselors like they did at Vincent High School, which was really the first program that used the social workers. And in that case, they had 100 at-risk kids. They brought in 2 social workers at much less cost than it would be for police officers, and 90% of those students went on to 10th grade. Those are the kinds of solutions we should be looking for, not throwing more police at the problem.